You're listening to the Captain Jack Sports Show on Northeast Streaming Sports.
All right, everybody, how you doing? Captain Jack here, flanked, because there's no better way to be with a group of ladies than to be the meat in the middle of the sandwich. So these are my two wenches that I have here, Miss Peggy, DC Wench on the left of your screen, and then you got Kevlar Prom Dress, aka Heidi, on the right of your screen. I wanted to keep this comment up for a bit. I wanted to thank Richie Riche, who is my wonderful Bronco fan, that I had planned on going on his show tonight because I wanted to reciprocate in kind, because Richie's been on my show the last couple times. We were talking Broncos and Raiders, and I wanted to do that. However, in a decision that was not his, they didn't have anybody come into the show for phone calls tonight. That is not somebody making an obscene phone call. Okay, is that Peggy? Is that you, honey?
Whatever it is, it's not me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Hang on. I have a feeling that Peggy's mic is picking up some, and hopefully Peggy will be back in a minute. But Peggy will be there. I see. Is that an elliptical? Or not elliptical, like a was it a treadmill, right?
A clothes hanger.
Yeah, one of those $800 clothes hangers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I have one. Mine actually is on the patio. But and again, I want to say thanks to everybody, to all that are in here. Salute to all the folks. Cool Kev is in here. I want to talk about this. My God, that hurts. That hurts. Heidi, did you see that as well with Morrissey being picked up by the Texans from our practice squad, that hurts.
I had not seen that, and that is devastating.
Yeah, because
That is devastating.
I had big plans for him, this next year, even this year, staying with the team. I hope, because once you pick somebody off on the practice squad, you got to keep them on your roster for, I think it's at least 3 to 5 games. Okay.
Yeah, they have to go onto the active roster.
Active roster. And I mean, I'm hoping good things for Mr. Morrissey, but on a very selfish front, I'm hoping that they release him eventually and we can pick him back up, because I'll tell you what, there's nobody that I had better plans for than Mr. Morrissey. And I still think that can come to fruition. So again, I appreciate that news, Eddie Ramos. That's bad news.
Sorry to say, I don't think he's going to be released from anyone.
Yeah, see
that was a bad move on our parts. I've been calling for them to bring him up and to at least try him at guard.
I agreed. Agreed.
But you snooze, you lose, and I see him once he's made an active roster. He's not going to be set loose.
Yeah, and again, Cool Kev has an idea about moving James to either guard or tackle. I mean, honestly, he's got a, and I'll take Peggy off of mute. Peggy, your microphone.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say we were hearing you, and it was
pretty obscene.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
I'm glad you said
X-rated,
that. I'm glad you said that, because normally that would be something that I said. I was like, it was pretty.
I'm so sorry. One of my customers came to the door. I told him, but anyway, welcome everybody, and I'm glad. What did I miss? What did I miss?
Well,
we're talking about Morrissey going to the Texans.
Yeah, Morrissey was taken from our squad, and that was that young lineman that I really had high hopes for, but so did Heidi, and then that sucks. That sucks. That is a guy that we will wish that we would have never left unprotected on that practice squad.
Right. And well, you got to figure they're going to raid on John Gruden's picks, because, they're just going to raid our practice squad for a little while. Everybody's hurting all around the league. I mean, the injuries are just mounting up. People have pushed the desperation button.
We worked out DJ Hayden.
I heard.
That's not desperate. Tell me what is.
Well, and you know what? But before we go there, I immediately thought, man, that's stupid. But then I remembered that when Hayden was playing in Bradley's system, and also the D coordinator underneath Bradley in Jacksonville, he didn't play as awful as he was playing in the man-to-man situation that we had him earlier. So in that respect, he knows the system, and he's a Bradley guy. And we brought in all these Bradley guys that have done well. Teamer has done well. Faison has done well. Obviously, Hayward and Perryman have done well. We can go on and on and on. So if the guys know the system and the system fits, it's not as bad of a Squire, who was on our practice squad and came on. That's another Bradley guy. That's 7 guys that Bradley is. And Ngakwe, that's at least 8. 8 guys. We're talking about a good 1/3 of our defense that is new, is it because of Gus Bradley. So if Hayden pans out, great. The fact is, Fluker, I mean, honestly, I would much rather have Morrissey not being rated than having DJ Fluker, who is injury prone.
Amen.
Thank you. I guess I occasionally make a smart point.
That was very smart, and that was exactly what I was thinking as well.
And I hope to see us raiding somebody else's practice squad shortly, for the shortages we have in the secondary, maybe a little D-line help. Just, you know, that's something that is going to happen in today's NFL more and more as we see the injury count just mount up. It really is an issue that the NFL needs to address, because maybe we need to enlarge the practice squads. Who knows?
Yeah, and apparently we signed Desmond Trufant. And again, apparently,
Yeah.
folks, apologies, because, and I've told you this, and I mean it, when I go into my own little world of when I go to work, and the internet is something that is that I don't have any part of.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all that have the capabilities of, oh, let me see, bringing your phone to work, thanks for playing, Johnny. Can't have that. And oh, by the way, they're also instituting, this is new, and I got to go out and get one of those RFID containers. I have to put my phone in an RFID container and then lock it up.
Yeah, that's that secure environment. Yeah.
Which is insult to injury. And I got to find one of those damn RFID things. So again, I don't have my phone at work. I do not have access to the internet. So y'all can go and surf the net all day long. And when you're at work, if you're allowed to, I'm not bad mouthing you. It's just that when I'm in my own little world for 8 to 10 hours a day, I don't know these things. So again, don't hate on me for not knowing. That's why I got my ladies here who can make comments as well as good as me. And Desmond Trufant, yeah, a great player if the scheme fits and he is healthy, because again, he's had injury issues. DJ Fluker's had injury issues as well. It's kind of like when the fake Pirates signed Richard Sherman, and everybody was saying, oh man, we missed out. I'm like, no, we didn't. And then what happened the other night? Richard Sherman hobbles off the field, and I said, well, there's X amount of millions of dollars that we saved on the bastard, because I knew that was going to happen.
That's right. Well, Heidi, your reflection first on the Gruden situation. I'm anxious to hear.
Did I miss anything about John Gruden?
Nothing. He's still head coach. He's
okay.
He's head of the women's sewing circle, and
that's right.
He's having a what is it? A knitting quill? A knitting? What do you call it? A knitting gaggle?
He started a feminist knitting club.
That's right. That's
okay.
right. He has to restore his bona fides now, because they basically tore it down. I mean, it wasn't just coming, and this is the statement I made when I first heard the information. It wasn't just coming for Gruden. It was coming for the Raiders. But now that I'm seeing the fallout afterwards, this was targeted just at Gruden.
Yeah.
They removed him from the fake Pirates ring of honor, right?
Yeah.
All his endorsements are gone. Okay. All his charities, several of his charities, one charity even removed his picture from their lobby. I can't name the charities now. I don't have that information in front of me, but this was about Gruden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Gruden made some high enemies over the years, and one of them was Roger Goodell, and Goodell came after him. I mean, there's no telling that out of 650,000 emails, there's only like 5 or 10, and only Gruden wrote something bad. No, those were ongoing conversations.
Yes.
You know, it's not like everyone was talking about their favorite scripture and their favorite crochet pattern. And then all of a sudden,
it's John 3:16, right? That's the only one I remember, because that's everywhere.
It's the most important one.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, because I'm not even sure what it says.
And I've really got two issues to address from that, Heidi, unless you're, one is that some Raider fans, some parts of the Raider Nation feel like Mark should have stood behind John, and John should have become the symbol against the cancel culture. Okay, that's one opinion. My answer to them is nobody's bigger than a team. The team comes first. It was going to
Yeah.
be a huge distraction. Our players needed to be insulated and isolated from all of that. You did it for the good of the team. Even if Mark wanted to keep him, he couldn't. There was no way. They would come, the liberal media would come after him like I use the term, hunt him down like a dog in the street. That is exactly what would have a rainfall. I mean, a thunderstorm, a tsunami would be so tremendous that Mark would have had to get him anyway. The other thing that I hear coming out of that is some people are trying to connect it with the NFL trying to get rid of Mark Davis. Now, I'm trying to see the connection. I really am trying to hear him and see him, but I don't see the connection at all.
Yeah.
I think this is coming from a group of people who are still pissed off at Mark because, of course, he moved the Raiders from Oakland to Las Vegas. And ever since that day happened, they've been predicting his demise. I mean, this is something that I don't see a connection to. I think it was just about Gruden.
I think that there's always that undercurrent that they'd like to get rid of Mark Davis simply because he's a Davis. But I don't think it was targeted at him or that it's a targeted attack to get rid of him. It's kind of like, hey, if he got swept up in the cross currents, that would be great. But really, we want Gruden out. And once the details came out about what he said in the letters, there was no option for anyone to stand up for him. It didn't matter. Once those words were revealed, or maybe not the exact content of the words. Some of them were pretty funny.
Actually,
some of them were not wrong.
That's right.
Okay, ladies, we have a phone call. Matt Hughes. I'm not sure. It says Matt Hughes. Is this Matt Hughes?
Yeah, I can't hear
you. You can't hear me. You can't hear me?
I can barely hear you, Matt.
Yeah,
okay.
Barely.
Hang on a second here. Hang on. I got to go to settings to find out why. I tell you what, Matt, apologies. I don't know why. Okay. You can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and Matt, I want, if you can, I want you to stick around for a bit. I want the ladies, and I apologize. I want the ladies to finish their thoughts, and then we'll bring you on. And again, I apologize, Peggy, for launching in, but that phone was going to ring anyway. But go ahead.
Problem. Heidi was talking, about what we believe it was definitely coming for John Gruden.
Yeah.
And I've been told over the years that Gruden has been a very, forceful speaker. He has, in the past ticked off a lot of people. I don't want to play any of the cards that he played in those emails, but I will say his fellow correspondent, Mr. Bruce Allen.
Thank you. I was just going to mention
son
that.
of George Allen. Okay. I am not surprised that these two guys were kicking it together and basically were of the same mindset about a lot of issues. Not surprised at all.
Well, and George from being in the DC area. So again, if you don't take Peggy at her word, remember his father was the coach of the old school Redskins, and she knows about the father's antics all the way through in the area because she lives there. So for anybody that doubts Peggy's words, I won't say the F word. I'll just say F you.
Yeah, I mean, George Allen was known around this area as a white supremacist. Nobody says that your children have to be white supremacists, but I'm not surprised that he and Gruden found so much in common, with their beliefs. And that's something, it's just regrettable. I mean, nevertheless, Gruden built the team that we see today. Gruden built that. We need to give him credit for that. Okay. This is this team. We probably needed somebody to take us to the next level, somebody different. And of course, a lot of people are going to get into that. But we've only really had one game without him. So let's just see how this is going to play out. But Gruden built the team that we see in front of us. Okay, he and Mayock together. And it's not a bad team at all, especially with Gus Bradley taking over as defensive coordinator. I think we have a contender. And we just needed somebody to bring it out of them. And it wasn't going to be Gruden.
For sure. And again, folks, and again, I think Mr. Hughes left. Again, I will put it open later on for some phone calls. I want to get the words from the ladies. So if you're going to call, please don't for a little while. I want to get the thoughts of the wenches on here. And again, we're trying to be civil because I've been kicked off of Facebook. Okay. Or I got back.
Zucked again.
I've been zucked. You would think that the dude would give me a break with, the name like Zuckerberg going after a guy by the name of Levy. Are you effing kidding me? Okay. We're more than paisans. We're brothers. Okay. We're tribesmen. Actually, I'm not a member of I'm a half member of the tribe. But anyway, I've been zucked again. So I can't. So when I post, I actually just got my account back. I can post, but if you write a comment, I can't comment to your comment till at least Friday. And that's one of the reasons why I took my profile page off of here. So we are broadcasting on my other Facebook channel. So at least I got that and the club. So I do have some good backups. But I also, the one show I did, I was not allowed to monetize because apparently we said F too much. And I said, that's cool. We'll do that at the latter part of shows. This way I can at least break through the YT barriers because they usually only look at about the first 15 to 20 minutes. So if you're good for about 15 to 20 minutes, you can pretty much do anything you want after that. Then I can get monetized. But anyway, I was cancel culture, Matt. I was canceled by Facebook for a little while. So go ahead, ladies, again. But we did see, like I said, Gruden got outed and ousted and canceled by his affiliation with Bruce Allen, the negativity that they had against John Gruden. The person that loses the most, two people, A, John Gruden, and B, me, because I got one of those extra 6-foot bobblehead Corona bobble things of John Gruden.
A Chucky doll.
In the box, never been out of the box, and I was going to sell it. Now, the value of that has gone down like O.J. Simpson's rookie card and Pete Rose's rookie card. I guess I sit on things too long. Okay.
No, it's going to have value. But, Heidi, I also want to talk about, remember we joked earlier this week about things we predict.
Yeah, we need to start being more careful.
Yeah, we have to be more careful. We talked about, for instance, on the last show, Leatherwood being moved, that we felt like he was more a natural guard and would play better to guard. What happened 2 days later?
It was like a day or two later.
It was literally a day or two later. And we talked about this. We also talked about the team and its performance. And I really am proud of my boys because Sunday was a gut check. It was a check to see what kind of team we had. And just as I thought, they are ready to play. They were just not being coached properly. And I am too thrilled at the complete game, at the domination. I'm thrilled. Everyone talks about the playbook being opened up. No, the shackles have been taken off of the players' minds. It's not just the playbook. It's about them feeling free. And I think that we saw that. Heidi.
Yeah, the micromanaging is over. That's gone. And now people are being allowed to be what they were. Greg Olson is being allowed to be an offensive coordinator, which is terrifying in its own belief.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but after seeing what he called on Sunday compared to the games that Gruden had been calling, I'd much rather have him call. I mean, he didn't open up the playbook, but he took the shackles off of Card. He took the shackles off of Henry Ruggs.
Yes.
I mean, Ruggs was running deep routes all game, and the Broncos were terrified of him.
Totally.
They were keeping the backfield 15 yards back just to cover for that and to prevent him escaping. And that opened it up underneath and just made everything just work together beautifully.
Hey, maybe let me see. The last time John Gruden, or should say the first time John Gruden was head coach, and then he left, there was a offensive rebirth under Bill Callahan and Mark Trestman.
Mm-hmm.
Need I say more? Okay. And I've said it for years that John Gruden's stinginess and his too conservative play calling was the detriment to the team. That's been lifted. Those are the shackles that Peggy is talking about. This team can do what it's allowed to do. The defense was shining bright. Special teams was there because everybody wants to put out for Coach Rich. And it's great. It's great to see what this team can do.
I mean, we're seeing that plays are being called in a logical sequence. When Gruden was here, he would dial up plays from the playbook in the first quarter that obviously had to be set up by either a running game or fear of Waller, okay? Fear of that underneath game, people, coming across underneath. He was dialing up plays that made no sense at the time of the game they were called. Okay.
That's because he had a script and he wouldn't variate from it.
Yeah. I mean, that is something. And I even mentioned earlier that I felt like one of the things Gruden needed to do was give up the play calling duties. Then, of course, we became fearful because what do we have behind him? Greg Olson. And if anybody was here 2013, 2014, they grew to absolutely despise the man. Add that to Jacksonville discharging him mid-season 2016, and guess who was the head coach? Teacher, I know. Guess who the head coach was that fired Olson? Game 8.
It's the reason the offense and defense won't be going to each other's house for Thanksgiving dinner.
No, there won't be Christmas gifts or any Halloween visits. Gus Bradley fired Greg Olson. Okay.
Well, so Greg fired him twice too.
Right.
In his defense.
And this tells you about the solidity of the good old boy network around the NFL. No matter what a coach has done, who fired him, where he's been, they all seem to collect back together again under some new regime. It's just amazing how the same names get recycled over and over again in coordinator positions, and they came together. Now, I don't know whether somebody went to Gus and said, listen, you can come back, but Olson's here. I'm good. I can work with that. Who knows?
Okay, folks, don't call yet. I first off, we got to have Matt Hughes call back. He will be first in line. Radar Art was calling, and again, let the ladies talk for a little bit. Don't call in yet. I appreciate you wanting to call in, but I want the ladies to finish. Go ahead.
No, these are things that, the chemistry of a team, the balance of team. But on Sunday, we didn't see any of that. We just saw a smooth ship sailing. I don't know whether you felt that way, Heidi, did you?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I have to admit, I was I was scared out of my mind before the game
Totally.
started. I was like, who knows which team is going to show up? Is it going to be the team that I know can show up, or is it going to be the team that just is so afraid of themselves they don't know what to do? And gosh darn it, those boys, they showed up and they put on a whipping, and I was very proud of them. And
What I like,
everything just worked together so beautifully.
what I loved was 6 penalties, none
Yeah.
called on the defense.
For 54 yards. That
Right.
makes all the difference.
Measures of focus and discipline, what I've been screaming for since really John Gruden came. He never managed to get this team's head focused on the game. And I just don't understand why he was never able to get the kind of performances, the complete performances, 4-quarter performances, that is the signal that you have really turned a corner as a team. That is something that I couldn't understand why Gruden couldn't get that. But we got it Sunday, and I'm hoping that it continues.
Yeah,
For sure.
me
For
too.
sure. Okay. And again, what I'm going to do is I am going to, ladies, any final things? I'm going to open up the thought. Oh, by the way, and I will say this as well. The penalty against Leatherwood was bullshit.
For once, you're saying that, but I mean, I'm telling you, that
Yes.
O-line, so I mean, even the O-line that we've been, the much maligned, suspect O-line that we've been talking about in those last 2 losses, even they were steady.
Yeah,
Okay?
Yeah.
they hung it together more.
CARR was only sacked twice for 1 yard. I mean, they opened up a real nice hole in the goal line for the Jacobs touchdown. I'm
That was
like,
beautiful.
night and day. I just don't understand, but I do understand now that the departure of Gruden was something that had to happen. And there's even suspicions, Captain, work with me on this, that maybe the leak came from inside the Raider organization itself.
Oh,
I
can see
personally
that.
have thought that from the beginning.
Yeah, and the other thing is this, and this is by the way, I tried to post it on Facebook. The link, it won't post to Facebook because me being in Facebook jail. I'm sorry. If you want the link, you're gonna have to go over to YouTube. Sorry, folks. I did try to do it, but I can't do it.
You bad boy.
Yeah, I know. I'm a
Bad boy.
I
But
say
yeah,
bad, I say bad words. But also the other thing that what people were saying is and this is another name. Who in the Washington football team is a disgruntled former member of the Raiders?
I'm not thinking, my brain is not working properly because Dan Snyder is such an idiot that I'm not even sure that he knows he could really construct anything like this. He made a court filing in June that contained all of these documents, and everyone knows that court filings are public records. Someone could have taken the whole summer to go through them and stumbled upon them. We have never discovered who actually leaked it. First, I thought it was the NFL. They were private papers, but no. Snyder filed those documents in a public court in June.
Well,
Anybody could have discovered those emails.
and I want to say thanks to Matt Hughes, Mike Sarah, Cool Kev, and Matt Marinovich for thinking along my lines. Okay. The current defensive coordinator of the Washington football team is the ex-head coach of the Raiders, who was fired at midfield the last game in Los Angeles on the soccer field. Just saying, Now again, that's what is it? What do you call it? The conspiracy theorists. That's just another name to throw out there. So I mean, there's definitely somebody in the NFL front office that has it out for Gruden. There's definitely it was conspiring against Gruden and Bruce Allen, and if there's somebody within the Raider organization, allegedly, possibly, conspiracy theorist wise. and then you throw the other shoe out there with Jack Del Rio. There's a bunch of people that it could be.
I think Jeff Turner is right where he says that's pretty brilliant if it was Jack Del Rio. It's giving him a little bit too much credit.
Really, I mean, Jack Del Rio is so busy constructing his pretending to be a defensive coordinator. I don't think Gruden would have been his target, a fellow coach. The Raiders, on the other hand, might have been his target.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whether it was against the slant that I'm on, and we're going to get our other wench in here who needs a beard trim. The other person, like I said, Del Rio against the Raiders, the NFL against Gruden. There's a lot of different conspiracy theories, or it's kind of like the coronavirus. It has all those different heads to it, and you don't know which one is active at the time.
Yeah, but we got targeted, bro. Our team got targeted. It wasn't targeting John Gruden. It was, let's get rid of John Gruden and target the Raiders. Let's mess up their season. Good luck.
Let's see if that plan has any legs. That plan blew right up in their faces on Sunday.
Yeah. Where we turned them around and fed them a burger. And look, John Gruden did some bad stuff. Okay, baby did a bad thing. He targeted African Americans. He targeted gay players. Come on, man. He targeted Native American. Like, dude, stop. You offend everyone. He was an equal opportunity offender.
He didn't think anybody was ever going to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was all private and stuff. Let me tell you something. I used to work in the art industry. Okay. I was an art dealer, art publisher, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Don't hit my boys. Gay people in the NFL, gay people in just life, don't F with them. Because I swear to God, I'll claw your fucking throat out. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's good. 38-21. Thanks, Daniel. At least we're on the board.
Sorry, sir. I will claw your throat out. Targeting African Americans. I grew up in West Village in New York. All right. My homies are African Americans. I will claw your throat out. You want to go after Native Americans?
Didn't matter.
Biatch, I'm Cherokee. Let's go. Let's fight. Because I got a knife fight I can bring to you. Do not target my people and my peeps. Because I will fight to the end and tear your throat out. And so he who should be renamed nameless, you're targeting women, you're targeting African Americans, you're targeting gays, you're targeting. Shut the F up. I'm glad you're gone. Bye, biatch.
Mm-hmm. That's the feeling. That's a feeling of a portion of the Raider Nation. I don't quite feel that strongly about it, but I know his little potty mouth had to go. And I also always knew that Gruden was a good old boy.
You have an openly gay player on your team. You have African Americans. You're targeting them.
Okay.
Shut up, boy.
Ed,
Shut up, boy. Move on.
Hey, G, wait a second. Okay, Ed, we're gonna talk football because we're gonna stifle this right now. I want to talk the actual. We were talking about how the Raiders came out and played. Okay, what I want to know from everybody. what I want to know from everybody out there, and we'll go from Peggy and then Heidi first, is what are your expectations now that we are on that ascension for the rest of the year? Because I think the future looks very, very bright for the Raiders, and it actually the removal of the shackles, the removal of the gray clouds that were over the Raiders. You know, there's going to be some stinking games. There's going to be some games that, you know, we're going to lose. We're not going to go 16-1 or 16-3 or 16, whatever the hell it was, be 15-2. We're not going to go 15-2, but I firmly believe that this team will be on the winning end a lot more than it will be on the losing end, based upon the way the players played and knowing that they are playing for each other.
Right. The potential of this team, like I said, I always felt that it was just not being realized. It was not being coached out of them. And so now we see what they're capable of. We hope they remember what domination feels like. Dominate is when a team comes out in the second half, continues to pour it on, pedal to the metal, to the point where your adversary is just scoring garbage points. And that, no hope of winning the game. There will be no comebacks. There will be no overtime. And I think everybody had that feeling by the beginning of the fourth quarter that the Bronx were pretty well done. And that's the kind of domination. Reminded me of that game. Remember? Anybody remember? Back in 2010 or 11, I think it was, where we went to Denver and people were just sitting there, and suddenly
we were up 21-0, and the first quarter was not even done yet.
I mean, suddenly this explosion occurred.
It was
Jason
like 59-14 or something.
Yes, it was. And it reminded me of that game. This game could have been a 50-burger too, but I think this was more people like saying, oh, so this is what we could do. Next week, I hope they open it up on the Eagles full throttle.
Step on their necks.
Yeah.
To the point of the Beagles. We beat these Beagles so badly that SPA gets called, and we are charged with Beagle abuse. Okay, I'm sorry. We used to be old school, involved in nail biters, and then dominated.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we are this year. We are old school. Nail biters and dominators. I'm sorry. I don't think that we're going to be a punk in the division or a punk in the AFC. We're killing these guys.
We're going.
And by the way, like I said, if you want to come in and talk with the wenches, as Daniel presently is, it's right up there. Because Daniel wanted to make sure that he was speaking with the wenches. I made sure that he did that. So Daniel is in there. And Daniel is now, Daniel, like I said, I know that you were the one that was saying before that, you know, print out your playoff tickets and your Super Bowl aspirations. And again, like I said, reality is you still got to play the games. And reality is just that, you know, you can't account for bad timing, injuries, things that happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the example of what happened to the Raiders with the Gruden fiasco. And again, to be honest, I really don't want to effing talk about him anymore. I really don't. I want to have a
He's
show.
history. He's history.
I want to have a show. I want to have a show that we're talking about the Raiders are going to do this because of this. The Raiders are going to do that because of what Bradley is doing and what Olsen is calling, and at the locker room feel for Coach Rich. That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about him anymore.
Heidi, I wanted to also give you a chance to talk about the running game. And that's something that we
play action.
Well, yeah, I mean, we only had 86 yards running, but I saw some things that I liked, and we cannot forget to talk about the use of Kenyon Drake.
Thank you.
I've been watching this guy since his days in Arizona, and I'm telling you, Gruden tried a lot of stuff to him early. I don't know whether people were watching. It was incomplete, or CARR didn't get the ball off. But the thing is that the plays to Drake were called at the wrong times in the game. Things weren't set up so you get those safeties so concerned about what was going on in the line of scrimmage that Drake slipped right by. And that is exactly what happened. I mean, there was concern about the line of scrimmage. And as a result, we had the mismatches we wanted. And 2 times, I mean, Drake himself made a fantastic play. That little sideline tight walk into the end zone. That was wonderful. But see, those are the things where, we have so many weapons. We haven't even pulled Richard out. He got activated, last week? We haven't even pulled Richard out of the bag yet. I mean,
he's been out there, but he really hasn't done anything at all.
Yeah, we got Drake and Josh involved in this game, and they ripped it up. Okay, we got the running game back. We got an offensive line that's starting to gel. Our offensive line has been garbage.
Yeah.
Last week they were thrown together. This week they made it happen. All right.
Yeah.
We are not going to fail. Okay. We're the damn Raiders. We are not going to fail. A lot of guys, a lot of people have been looking at us like, oh, we're going to screw this. No. This is old school Raiders football getting played right now.
And I wanted to talk about Biashia. Is that his name? Biachia?
Rich
Bisaccia.
Bisaccia. I swear.
Just call him Ciabatta.
Ciabatta, right.
Bisaccia.
He looked great on that sideline. I don't care what anybody says. He was intense. There was this involvement. He was really seeing what was going on. I love his intensity. And I was like, he looks like a Raider coach. And he is. And this guy has been in the NFL how many years? Almost 40 years he's been in the NFL, I think. And he's never had a head coaching job. I wonder what he's feeling about this right now. This opportunity.
I know that.
What's going on and what he's doing, but he didn't want it at this situation. But he's going to be like himself. All the fans and all the players are saying he's true to them. And they're talking about, I trust him. Yeah. Okay? This ain't John Gruden and his bullshit marketing. They're like, Bisaccia is
he looked Raider to me. I mean, I love the way he was involved. He was away from his coordinators. He was letting them do their thing. He had a little sheet in his hand. I think he was going over the plays with Olsen. But I got the feeling that we're going to see more from this guy. And
this guy is going to get
the players like him.
He's loved as a coach. The Raiders want to win for him. He's loved as a coach.
I think he is.
He's going to get extended. He's our coach in the future.
Well,
True story.
We'll see about that. And again, I want to say thanks for OG coming in. I'm going to open it up for other people as well. Remember, you can call in, you can go in as well. It's always a pleasure when OG comes in and represents here as well. Thanks, Daniel. I'm going to open it up for other folks coming in as well, shipmate. And by the way, make sure that you are watching Chronicles of the Black Hole, OG's channel, because again, great stuff that he puts out. That's in addition to all of those as well.
Oh, you got rid of him before I got a chance to
I
talk to him.
I did no, I did not. I actually I said it, and I did not push remove. Daniel
Ro-
removed.
Well, I was just wondering. I do recall that he talked about a game that was a guarantee win, wasn't even a concern.
Yeah, that was
And
that was the Bears game.
yeah, that we could just move past them. It wouldn't even matter. Oh, gee, come on. Oh,
you
gee.
know, a team still there has to be game planning. There has to be preparation. Players, these grown men have to be invested in what you're doing as a coach. They're not going to just flock to your banner because your name is whatever your name is. They have to buy in. And that's what we didn't see, the buy-in. And certainly there were reasons why they didn't want to buy in. But I want to see this team focus and discipline. I want to see those penalties down, those mental mistakes. And of course, the defense played on Sunday like they knew what this game meant. I mean, you know, the turnovers. See, that's next level defense.
Mhm.
That's what we've been waiting for from any of our defense is next level. It's not simply just, you know, blocking, tackling, stopping them from scoring. It's about at the third level is generating points yourself. But that defense moved its play up to another level to turning that ball over 4 times. And our young rookie, Trayvon, got his first career interception. And that was a gift, of course. Bridgewater didn't mean to give us any gifts, by the way. He was just under so much pressure. Thank you very much, D-line. And those are the things that we want to see grow and develop, right? We want to see more of that. We want to start seeing balls getting stripped. We want to see pick sixes. That's third level. That's when your defense is totally confident of what they're doing. And I can't wait to see whether that comes about as well.
Yeah. And again, folks, if you want to come in, the link is there. The phone number is there. The ladies are waiting to hear from you as well. And it's always a pleasure to have everybody. You can call in 813-609-0834. Hit the link to the show. I will put it again. Again, if you are watching on Facebook, I'm very sorry, but the link doesn't go out to you. So you gotta come in. Okay, so that's just the way it is.
Now, you know, Captain Jack, I'm so sorry, but my time has to be limited because I'm cutting into some client time. But we will see each other in about 2 weeks. I got to run, Heidi. I hate to leave you by yourself to do this, but I think Heidi's the one who can handle this. And
That's
I know
okay.
Captain
Jack is a gentleman.
Yeah.
I know he is.
Yeah. And again, I did not kick out. I did not kick out OG. I was giving him his out, and OG left. So again,
I just wanted to give him some crap for the for guaranteeing that win. And it was just such a absolute disaster. That's why you got to play the games any given Sunday. You got
so many levels. Okay, guys, talk to you soon.
Great seeing you. Catch you next time.
Peggy, I will send those things to you. Look for them in your mail.
When you're ready. Thanks a lot, Captain Jack. Bye, Heidi.
Bye, Peggy.
Bye. That's a great. Like I said, we had a great one. And again, we've heard from OG. We've heard from Peggy. We've heard from Heidi, even a little bit from me. Again, if you want to call in, like I said, Matt was calling in earlier. Art called in earlier. The line is open. So like I said, you can call in. You can come into the studio as well. Like I said, the link is up.
Yeah, come into the studio. That's a lot easier to hear you that way.
Yeah.
Than on the phone.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Come on, Matt. Come on, Art. Come on, everyone.
Yeah. Now somebody's calling me on my real phone, and that's they're Steve, you got to call the other number. it's Raider Steve. So I'm like, Steve knows the number. China knows the number. Everybody. So again, everybody come in. The link is up. It's on. You hear the vibration? Okay, well, it stopped. But again,
Okay.
come in. The link is up. Everything is there for us to talk about it. I know that there are happy Dodgers fans because I was watching them lose and I saw Bellinger hit a 3-run home run. Okay, we are going to hear from Cool Kev right now because, and I'm sure that the reason
Cool Kev.
the reason why we're hearing from Cool Kev is I'm sure he's at work or he would be on screen. Kev, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
How you doing, man? Captain, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing, Kev?
Good, good. Working and watching the show.
Thank you. What you got for me tonight, man?
Well, I'm just looking forward to this game against the Eagles. We have to take this game seriously. Eagles played Kansas City pretty close, and I think we have to go in there and score in the first quarter, and keep the momentum going.
Well, yeah, the Eagles also played the fake Pirates very close as well. So and they played very close games all the way they played. They've actually played a lot better than I was giving them credit for. And again, it's not a throw your helmet on the field and we're going to win because we have the Pirate on the helmet. No, you got to play. You got to play. And it would be nothing that the Eagles, and I did say that correctly. And by the way, Ed, I do see you, and you'll come in when we're done with Kev. There's nothing that says that teams, now that they see that the Raiders are firing on all cylinders because the CARR has the restrictor plates on. Get it? That's a pun. The CARR has its restrictor plates off. They're going to be gunning for the Raiders. And again, the Raiders need to continue with the momentum that was built. So we got to do that. Now, Kev, like you said, this is not a gimme, but how do you see the team this past weekend, and where do you see it going from here?
Well, as long as we can get some help on the defensive backs there, we need as long as Desmond Trufant can hold up on his end and we can keep somebody behind Hayward, we should be fine. And I just think that CARR has his the shackles off, and he can go out there and call the game from the line like he usually did in 16, and we can go from there. I think we can win 31-17.
No, I like that. The fact that we're scoring 30 and we're not giving up 20. I like that a lot.
That's the score I predicted on the podcast, which hasn't even been released yet.
I don't know. You might want to check your emails there, Heidi. Maybe somebody has gotten them and they're pushing them out already.
Yeah. I haven't even finished producing it yet. Somebody's been hacking my computer. They know what I'm thinking.
Hey, Kev, are you hacking Heidi's stuff?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
I'm watching you guys and getting a chuckle out of this one.
Okay. But 31-17 Issues says 34-17. So it's a little bit off. I like Issues score a little bit better because we actually scored 34 2 games in a row. All I know is this. I said it before and I'll say it again. As long as the Raiders have at least one more point than the team we're playing, I'll live with that all day long. I can go with a baseball score of 3-2. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
As long as the Raiders have at least one more point than the team that they're playing, that's what I like. Hey, Kev, we appreciate you calling in as well, brother, and thanks for taking time out, man.
All right, take it easy. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thanks again,
Thanks,
Shipmate.
Kevin.
Good night. Bye.
All right. That's Cool Kev. So we've heard from Cool Kev. We've heard from, and again, the folks who were in earlier, like I said, Art was calling, and then Mr. Hughes was calling. Come on in. I am going to bring Ed Winchell in. It's always good hearing from Ed Winchell. If
Hey,
Ed can
Ed.
figure out where his
Hey,
camera
Heidi.
is.
Hello, Jay.
How you doing there, Shipmate? What's going on with you tonight, brother?
Just watching. I'm very happy about the Dodger game today.
Yes.
That was a nice turnaround.
Yeah, great. Hey, Bellinger with that 3-run pop ties it up, and then they get the score to go up 6-5. I was watching, so I wanted to let you know.
Good. Now I'm watching Boston beat. Boston's winning 2-1.
What channel is that on?
At Fox Sports 1.
Okay, FS1. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What you got for Heidi? And I'm going to go grab the game.
I just wanted to say hi to Heidi. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Hi, Ed. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I
think
noticed
we're gonna.
that.
What?
Oh, I
Go on.
noticed that you said that you didn't think the Raiders would retain Bisaccia. Why do you think that?
No, I just think that they're going to go after a seasoned NFL coach. Now more than ever, Davis wants to make a point after what the NFL has thrown at him the last couple of weeks. And I think it's going to be good for Mark because it's going to make him open his eyes and see what the actual reality is of an NFL commissioner's office. So I don't think they're going to want to at this time run with an inexperienced head coach.
Well, you know what, Ed? If the Raiders have a 10-7 or 11-6 record, go to the playoffs and get a playoff win, why would you gut everybody that took you there?
Well, basically because next year they'll have film on him.
Okay, well,
I want someone in there that they have film on them, but they've already succeeded in set film, like an experienced coach. Experienced coach. I don't want to start naming Peterson. I don't want to name anybody. I just think they're going to want an experienced warmongol NFL coach with NFL experience.
Okay, Bisaccia's been in the league for 40 years.
Yeah, but I mean, you can be vice president of marketing, but being a president feels that much better.
Okay, I get you, but like I said, you can have a person that is a great coordinator, and I'll throw out Norv Turner. I'll throw out the people, even Mike White. That's a swear word amongst what I was saying. Great coordinators, and they make horrible head coaches. And there are folks that have it thrust upon them, and when they're given the opportunity, they become really good. And again, I'm not fighting you on this. I'm just saying,
I know.
If the Raiders play well under the coach Rich, and they want to fight for him, why not keep the staff together? And the best thing about that is that, and in this scenario, you keep the offense intact. Maybe you bring in a better play caller, because I can see Olsen going, and I can't see Olsen and Bradley coexisting much longer. And I would much rather keep Bradley and all the people that he brought in, because this defense is humming with Bradley, with Ron Miles, who he brought in as the defensive backs coach. Everybody he's brought in, he works well with Marinelli. So why blow up the defense when the defense is what has been keeping us in games, right? So why bust the factory on that one if they're playing well for Coach Rich? And here's the other thing: the minute that you let him go, then you're going to have all of the people that say you got to go through the Rooney Rule, and then people are throwing at you, well, the Raiders need to make a statement, and they have to almost guarantee you that you're going to have a minority head coach. Why have a minority head coach just to have one? Okay,
that doesn't mean they have to hire the minority head coach.
But if they don't hire the minority head coach, then they're going to say, aha, same old Raiders, a bunch of white boys hanging out there in Vegas.
Not if they interview 3 white men and 3 black men.
It doesn't matter what they will be saying.
All you got to do is make it sound logical. And 3 and 3, you're not going to pull out the Rooney Rule or whatever it is,
which should be called the Davis Rule. But I
agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
But what I'm saying is, why blow up the coaching staff if the team is playing well?
I just think they're going to bring in a new guy, and I think the new guy is going to want his guys.
Okay, and if
that's not to say that Bradley won't take the job. Maybe Bradley is the one.
Bradley was offered the job.
I know, and he turned it down. No, I'm saying when a new coach comes in next year, in my premise, then it will be up to said head coach to decide who he wants for a DC. Bradley can talk himself into the job. So I'm not saying that Bradley's out of the picture, but I think a new guy 9 or 10 times wants to bring his own team in. But I just think that we're going to want to get more experience, and I think that's what the Raiders are going to look for. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before.
What are your thoughts on that, Heidi?
I actually think that John Gruden has been kind of advocating for Bisaccia to get a head coach job for a while. I mean, he's been in the league something like 38 years. And I think that he is probably very glad to be the head coach, but devastated as to how it came about. And the fact that, you know, the team was torn down and that Gruden stuck his, you know, paw in his, stuck his paw in his mouth and just put himself in a terrible position by saying some terrible things.
Well, the other thing that you got to remember is when I'm sorry there, Heidi. I apologize, but remember, Bisaccia was considered for a head coaching candidacy when in Dallas before, so he was considered to be a head coaching candidate for that spot as well.
Yeah, and personally, I think if he's successful, it's so unusual for a head coach to leave in the middle of a season while the team is actually doing good. I mean, how many times has that happened? You know, Ron Rivera, you know, when he had to take a leave due to cancer treatments. How many other times has a coach just left in the middle of the season while the team still has a chance?
Doesn't happen often.
No. And so I think it's just a very unique circumstance that has to be looked at in a very unique manner. And normally you hear interim coach, yeah, well, you know, he's interim coach for the next, you know, 7 games, and then it's, you know, tear everything down and rebuild. Well, that might not be the case in this situation because it is such a unique situation. It might be something where Rich Bisaccia actually comes in, is successful, and they do get into the playoffs and win a game. That wouldn't surprise me at all. In fact, after seeing them play against the Broncos on Sunday, I'm definitely have the belief that they can do it. I saw at the beginning of the season, I predicted them 10-7 with a trip to the playoffs, but now I'm feeling stronger about that, and I could even see an improvement of 10-7. I'm still wavering around there, but I could see an improvement, maybe 11-6. I know there are still people saying 12, 13, 14 wins. I just don't think that's realistic, but I think that Bisaccia can be successful and be successful enough to the point where they really have to consider keeping him.
And I was going to say, like, if the team, and people were saying that this team has Gruden's fingerprints all over it. Okay, true. But Gruden 1.0 had Gruden's fingerprints all over it. And like I said, it played exceptionally better when Trestman and Callahan made that offense much better. Gannon was the league MVP because they were taking what the blueprint was and improving upon it. Okay. If you take the players that are exceptional, okay, and we have some exceptional players here and they're playing up to snuff, then why blow it up if the team is playing well together? Okay. I'm saying, and I said the same thing as Heidi. I said 10-7 is the floorboard, the floorboard for this team, because I think that they were going to get 2 more wins based upon a better defense. And they have shown that they have a better defense this year. If they exhibit the type of defense that now granted, I know it's only one game. But if they exhibit the type of defense that they did this past Sunday, Who's to say they get at least two or three more wins? Okay. Or, and then the offense is that much better. And for those that are, and I'm not smoking anything, trust me, the glass is always half empty with me. The glass is always half empty with me. I'm just saying that this team, 10-7 at the board, at the bottom, I can see 12. I can see possibly, if all things goes well, 12-5. And again, that might be high end, but I can at least see 11-6 for sure.
And I just remembered it wasn't Ron Rivera. It was Chuck Pagano.
Chuck Pagano. There you go. Yes. Yeah, from the Colts.
Yes.
All right, from the Colts.
And issues reminded me, but I was going to look up his name and I was like, oh my gosh, now I remember.
Right. And remember, his brother came in and updated our defense when we fired Ken Norton Jr., and that defense was playing better under Del Rio. And we actually won some games that year because of the defense playing better under Pagano, his brother. And so let it be. Like I said, if the team plays up to snuff, there's no reason why you gut everything. I mean,
right.
If you gut everything, you're going to lose all of these guys that are in on these 1-year deals or these short-term deals that are Bradley's guys. I don't want to lose Gus Bradley. Now, if Gus Bradley is elevated and he keeps Bisaccia as the special teams coach, which I can see, Olsen's gone for sure. So we'll see what happens.
I got something food for thought for you.
Okay.
You tell me what you think of this. Was it 2 weeks ago when Carr decided he didn't want to talk about his contract? I believe it was like 2 weeks ago.
No, he's always refused to talk about it during the season.
Well,
every
he made
season.
a statement 2 weeks ago saying he's not going to talk about it anymore this season. I have heard, and I find it interesting that I have heard there were rumblings about these Gruden emails a week earlier than we found out. And I've been told that Carr had some idea some stuff was going to go down the pike. That's why, and that's when he said, I'm not going to talk contract this year. And so wouldn't that be interesting what happens to Carr if he's going to be faced with a new head coach? And isn't his contract up at the end of this year?
No, I think he's got another year, right, Heidi?
Yeah.
But is it guaranteed?
No.
No, that's tough. That's like no contract.
Right.
So, I mean, he can go, and that's why he definitively said he did not want to discuss contract about 2 weeks ago.
I think it's just always been his policy every season that he's refused to talk
Didn't
about
he want to
contracts
sign a
during the
4-year
season.
like 2 years ago?
He did, but Raiders didn't want to meet his terms.
So he's always wanted to get a contract, but they're not meeting his terms.
Right. But he just doesn't talk about it during the season.
No. And that's what he made perfectly clear 2 weeks ago because they were bringing it up again. It's just something I heard that he was complaining about it. So I found that to be interesting news.
Now, complaining is a very key word, Ed. Complaining or letting it come to light. What's the right correct word?
What?
When you say that Carr is complaining about something, that is a negative light. When you say that Carr let it come to light, that's kind of like civil or not.
No,
not
I was
positive.
saying he was complaining because they want to give him the 4. He wanted a 4-year deal 2 years ago.
He wanted more guarantees than they were willing to give.
Right. Okay. Let's use that terminology. But so he was disappointed he wasn't getting it. That's how I took it.
All right. Ed, how do you see the game this week upcoming?
I think we're going to get the W, but I'm not going to go for a score.
No, you don't have to go for a score. That's all I said. W's fine.
No, I think we're going to get the W.
Okay.
You're only allowed on the screen if you give a score.
We're going to win by 10.
Just kidding.
Does that meet you
kidding.
halfway if we're going to win by 10?
Okay.
And
we'll cover the spread. We'll leave it at that.
What is the line?
Spread. Who knows? But
Probably
I'm sure
5.
I was going to say, if we win by 10, I'm pretty sure we would have covered the spread.
Yeah.
I think it's probably 5. I don't know. I don't gamble.
I don't either. Ed, I'm going to see you this weekend, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, partner, I appreciate you coming in. Make sure we know what your schedule is so we can see you for sure.
Thanks for having me, and Heidi, you be well, okay?
All right, you too, Ed.
All right,
Good to see you.
take care.
All right, take care, Ed. Thanks again,
Bye-bye.
man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it seemed like when Boudin retired out of nowhere that, I pretty much wrote it off. I was like, well, he's worked hard. He got the team moved, and now he's ready to go fishing with his grandson. But boy, there have been a lot of high level people leaving the team, almost as if there was a cascade coming of disaster.
Yeah. And the other thing is that, like I said, for Boudin to leave and knowing what was coming in, the other thing is that, and I can't remember what the sourcing I got from this is, but somebody was telling me, and again, I apologize, I heard it, and I can't remember what the sourcing was, that Boudin left to bring the A's to Vegas, and he will be heavily involved with that.
It would be nice. I would love to see the A's in Vegas. I would love it. I hardly follow any baseball anymore since the strike of '94. Yes, I was that heartbroken. But before that, my team was the A's and the Dodgers.
Well, the Dodgers came back, so I know you're happy tonight there.
I don't care about the Dodgers anymore, but I still care about the A's.
Okay. Yeah, and I was going to say, Issue says something was some people were speculating that something was going on even last season. Issues, I don't remember anything being said last year. Honestly, I not that to this extent, but we'll see. Again, folks, we are at 117. If you want to come in, please do. If not, let me know, because I got a headache, and it's not just because of what's been going on here tonight.
I'm hungry.
And Heidi's hungry. So if you want to come into the show, better do it within about the next 3 minutes, or we're going to start doing the outros, because we enjoy seeing you guys and gals, but we got other things. I got to pack. I got to be on a flight tomorrow. So we'll get it all squared away. Actually, not flight, but I get ready for my flight that's upcoming. And so
I wouldn't mind Kellen Moore. I wouldn't mind him. There's a lot of really good candidates for head coach this upcoming off season. The problem is it's a good thing. It's not all old names.
Call from RDR Houston, Steve.
Okay, we got a call from Steve. Go ahead and finish your thought there, Heidi. And then Steve, we got you on, but stand by.
No, I was just saying, most of the time the short list for head coaching positions are prior head coaches. And this year it seems the short list is a lot of coordinators.
Yeah, Kellen Moore, the bully with the Bills, also Byron Leftwich of the Fake Pirates. And I like Byron Leftwich, but I think that his stats are overblown because he's got a Hall of Fame quarterback playing for him.
Oh, you're giving Brady too much credit. Oh,
wash your mouth out with soap.
Sorry.
Wash your mouth out with soap. That was at the 1 minute, 18 minute. That's another swear.
That was worse than the F word, huh?
Yeah, that is worse. And again, issues. Kellen Moore is the OC of the Dallas Cowboys. That is who Kellen Moore is.
All right, Raider Steve, what's up?
Steve, what's going on, brother?
I was going to tell you, wasn't it great watching this game and then seeing Mike Shanarat, Elway, Atwater, and all those people get in their rings and then have to watch their team play an incomplete football game and getting their tails kicked in their own stadium in front of all those obnoxious Bronco fans we've had to hear crap from all these years. What say you, Heidi and Captain Jack?
Go ahead.
I think it was wonderful. It was Legends Day. It was Mike Shanahan Day. It couldn't have been a more beautiful day. It was like 74 outside. The sun was shining, a fresh, clear mountain air. It was wonderful. It couldn't have gone down better.
Don't you think when you see our coach, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Bisaccia?
Bisaccia.
They respect him. They like what he's doing. I don't know how long Olsen's going to be here, but I like the fact that this is just what I saw. Don't you think our offense seemed like it was more open this game? And isn't it nice to be able to watch a Raiders game and not split it out all the way to the very end? Gruden put us through so much crap, playing so close and so conservative. It always went down to the wire. It was nice to blow somebody out of the damn stadium.
Yeah. I was actually just thinking that today, how nice it was that it was basically a blowout. You know, the second half of the game, you know, we were at 907 Ale House, you know, Raiders of the Far North, just chilling, just kicking back and enjoying the game. And it was just a really enjoyable experience. And it was nice to see, just a nice game. And yes, you're right. Coach Bisaccia looks like a Raiders coach. He looks like OG Daniel prowling the sidelines. I could see both of them both dressed in muumuus and prowling the sidelines, eating cigars.
Heidi and Captain, do you see this game against the Eagles as another trap game, just like the Bears game?
I would have at the beginning of the season, but I have more confidence in the game now. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it a trap game, but it's a game that the Raiders have to avoid overlooking. Like, hey, let's get to the bye week. We're going to go buy this. I still don't think it's a trap game, but I think that this is a game that needs to be considered, that they need to go out there and play as hard as they did and then, you know, go from there.
Yeah, I'd agree. You know, any game can be a trap game.
What did you think about the play calling on offense? Did it seem like it was quite a bit different, in your opinion? And also, the Astros game last night was so bad. I ended up watching the Tennessee Titans and Buffalo Bills game. That was a great game to watch. Did you see that?
Heidi?
I did not. I could barely hear half of that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he was saying that he turned off the Astros game and he turned on the Monday Night Football game and saw a very entertaining game.
Well, I know that Monday Night Football was really good because Cole Beasley was my flex player and he got the victory for me. So that was like the most important thing about the game.
Isn't Derrick Henry a great runner?
Oh, thank you, Raider at China. You're awesome. But no, I took the night off sports yesterday. I did do a little podcast work, but I didn't even watch sports. So I watched my gossip shows. But you know, I used to work for the Houston Astros organization on their minor league club. That was back when they were not considered the evil empire. So I still have a soft spot in my heart for them.
All right, Steve. Hey, brother, it's always good hearing from you, and you take care of yourself.
No problem. I just want to get your thought as I walk out the door, permission to go ashore. Some of the Astros people were saying that maybe they thought this was the end of the dynasty for the Astros, if you want to call it that. They finally have, but then they said, well, they're just going to reload. But the feeling is that Correa is going to be gone, and I'll listen to off the air. Good health and to everybody, and I always enjoy your podcast. Anything you all do.
Thank you.
Thanks again, there, Steve. We appreciate it, brother. I can actually see this as being the end of I can see the end of the Astros as the entity that with some of the latest remnants, or the last remnants, I should say, of the team that cheated. But the Astros have always historically had a really good farm system. So I'm not saying it might be the end of their dynasty. I'm just saying that maybe this is Correa's out the door. Maybe this is Altuve's out the door. Maybe this is the last year you hear from the guy with the V, the pitcher. Okay. I can see that, but again, the Astros can reload, so we'll see about that. So we'll see.
Yeah, they've built a very good farm system. They've worked on developing that for years, and they had one of the top-notch farm system. In fact, when I did work for them, they won the AAA World Series that year. So I actually got to see Carlos Correa come through on his AAA stint, and watched him hit his first AAA homer. So it was cool watching them and seeing how they developed the players. Of course, at the time, nobody had any idea of, all the other underhanded things that was going on. But I honestly think that that part of the dynasty, I would say that is coming to an end. I'd say it's wrapping up.
All right. Well, speaking about wrapping up, boy, that's a great segue. That is a great segue, because you need to go eat. I need to do cut-ups, and I need to take an aspirin. So I want to thank you and Peggy for being here tonight. I want to thank the people that came in. Cool Kev coming in, and also Doc. I'm sorry. I hang on, Doc. I can't. Doc, I appreciate it, Doc, but see. I can't do any more tonight, Doc. Doc is on the phone and you wanted to call. I apologize, Doc. I got to go and do some things. So I'm pushing ignore. Sorry, Doc. We're gonna go. Heidi's gonna go eat. I'm gonna go take some aspirin, do my cut ups, and then do some more packing. But we thank you for joining us for the Captain and Wenches. Thank Peggy for being here. Thank you, OG Daniel, as always, being that wonderfully
Beautiful
iconic source that he is. And I appreciate everybody for being here. I will say this as well. There's the information about the GRRRRRREAT raffle. And again, I need to get this out there. If you want to have a chance to go have 2 seats in the black hole and $1,000 cash. Let me say that again. 2 seats in the black hole and $1,000 cash, and your chances are better than 1 in 60. Okay? Actually, my chances are 2 in 60 or 1 in 30, because I bought two tickets, but that's just the way it is. Get a $50 ticket at JR60 Brands. Go to where it says raffle. Throw $50 towards it, and you might be winning 2 seats to the black hole and $1,000 prize. And as you check out, when you go to the checkout in the coupon, put Jack or Captain. And if you win and you have Captain or Jack there, you also will win $100 from me, so we can have some, adult beverages or pizza or whatever the hell it is. Probably a pizza might cost, $100. I don't know what it is at the stadium, but we'll do that as well. And again, make sure that if you want to be a part of the Galleon, or you can do that, just push join. And then the final thing is, and I got to show this. Okay. Here we go. Entries. Every time you give a $5 donation tonight, we didn't have anybody do that tonight, but you can do it every time we're on. $5 donations via Super Chat or Super Sticker, or you can do it via Cash App or Friends and Family. Every time you do that, you get an entry into the treasure chest of prizes. Now, make sure that you follow Heidi and her cohorts in crime. Go ahead, Heidi. Go and give that plug that we know that you want to do, that it's well deserved.
Be sure to follow me on the Only Nation podcast, along with Raider Homer and T3 Raider Facts. We are on every single podcast outlet: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, you name it, we're on there. We even put up our episodes on Facebook, and you can even listen on YouTube. So check us out, the Only Nation podcast. We release pretty much every week. We didn't last week because, well, Raider Nation exploded. And we had recorded, and literally the minute we recorded,
it was OBE.
The news. Yeah. The news was just as we were wrapping up our farewells, the news hit. And so it was like, what are we going to do? Plus I got sick. It sucked. But anyways, Only Nation podcast come out just about every week. Check us out. Raider Homer, T3 Raider Facts, and myself, Kevlar Prom Dress, or Raider Ladybug.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard you called that in a while.
Yeah.
Now I got to ask your top 3 candidates for MVP or MVC of the evening. I haven't forgotten. It's just that I have to get with all the other things as well. three people that either made some comments or contributions via phone call. Or, okay, we'll see. Sultan Mir to see. Thank you there, shipmate. Appreciate
say
that.
Ed
Winchell. Okay.
Mike Sarah.
Okay.
And Raider Steve.
Okay. Mike Sarah. Okay, I got that. And again, remember, OG Daniel isn't eligible because he's basically a paid company spokesperson. We do so many things together. I don't ever let it be said that we were what do you call it when you're like
cohorts in crime.
Yeah, but there's like nepotism, kind of like nepotism. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. And again, thank you there, Sultan Mir. I appreciate the $5 donation, sir. That gives you one entry. Remember, if you are a member of the Captain's Galleon via $5 or $10 by joining by joining the channel, there are perks there too. I will get all of these things together. I'm busy. It might be a bit. I'm getting ready to go to Vegas as of tomorrow. So I'm going to be on the road again. So I will, trust me, I will get all of these prize wheels going. Just give me an opportunity when I have an opportunity.
You better slow down, Captain. We don't want your ticker taking a vacation again.
I amen, and I love you for that as well. And thank you, Heidi. I agree. I'm trying to, but this keeps me going. But like I said, I do need to slow down. You are right on that. But having said that, it's been another great broadcast, and I appreciate you being here. Heidi, the Kevlar prom dress, the Alaskan wench, and again, insights. We haven't forgotten about Angria, and then she is here with us in spirit and whatnot. It's always keep positive thoughts for Angria and little Jack, because she's an important part of our show as well. Even if she's not on screen, she's always here with us. And again, we got Miss Peggy as well. Any words?
No.
Okay.
I was just reading the kind words by Raider at China. I really like her.
Yeah, she's
Very
awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, she is. Raider at China is and before she was Raider.
Yes, it's Verlander.
Yes, Verlander. Thank you for that. And before she was Raider at China, I had a chance to meet her in Houston with her hubby, the Bronco Dolphin fan. Oh my God, that's just horrible to think about. But at least China has got 2 wins over her husband this year, which is fantastic. And her not guide dog. What do you call it? Not sympathy dog.
Emotional support.
ESP dog. Emotional support animal. So yes, great having. And I love China. Hope to see her again real soon. And we got the folks for most valuable performers tonight. Thank you for that, Heidi. We will see you in 2 weeks.
I will be here.
Providing I'm here.
You better be.
Providing I'm here. We will do that.
If you're not, I'll kill you.
Hey, you trust me. Either way, then if I'm not here in 2 weeks, there was either one reason or the other reason why I'm not here.
Either way, you're dead.
Either way, I'm dead. Okay. Thanks
Love
again,
you, Jack.
folks. Love you too, honey. You be well. And I said, give my best to everybody up there and to all of Raider Nation. Service dog, Raider. There you go. Raider Dakota. Raider at Dakota. There you go. Thanks, everybody. Right. We'll see you tomorrow. NFL Nation Live on the N Space FL channel. N Space FL NFL Nation NFL Nation Live over there on Ref Guru's channel and Space FL channel. Check it out. Great insight by Ref Guru, Violator, and some old dude with a beard. That's on screen now. So we'll see you guys. And like I said, check out the podcast.
Yeah, it's a good podcast.
It is a good podcast. All
right, Jack. I'll see you later.
All right. Take care, honey. We'll see you guys, and we'll see y'all.
Okay, well. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, folks.
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.